Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is GEREL. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today, and thank you if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate you and all of your love and support. So today's video is going to be about the Charlotte Tilbury new face palette. This is the 5-minute face on the go palette, instant look of love in a palette. So this is the palette. It does have a plastic. So satisfying. And here is the packaging. I hope that I'm not blinding you, but this is what the outside looks like. Really nice, a little nice weight on it as well. And this is how the inside looks like. This is the Glowing Beauty palette. This palette retails for $75 and it is available on the Charlotte Tilbury website. So the description for the palette that I picked, which is the Glowing Beauty, it says that it has 7 shades bronze gold makeup palette to beautify your eyes, cheek, and complexion. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with the application. But before we do, please don't forget to like. That definitely helps out my channel very much. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed, and you can also click on the little bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video, which is every single week. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. So the first thing that we're going to do is start with the eyes. I went ahead and primed my eyes. I will link all the products that I'm using down in the description area just in case you are interested. And here is the palette, like I've mentioned. Super nice, really beautiful. It also has a beautiful mirror that I can use, and I love that so very much. Can this be an eyeshadow palette that I actually take it on the go? We will see. And that's what you are here for. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is grab this shade right here, which is the second one, and I'm going to just pop it all over the lid. And if you are into like kind of bronzy, rosy kind of shades, this palette is definitely going to be a beautiful one for you to have. All right, and as you can see, this shade is packing on super nicely, and the finish on it, oh my goodness, it is so pretty. I absolutely love. You can definitely use your fingers as well. I think it will pack it even better. All right, so that is the shade. As you can see, super nice. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. I'm pretty sure it's not. How gorgeous, just glossy it looks. It does not emphasize any of my texture, what I have. My lines is not settling into my fine lines that I have on my eyelids. It looks just so pretty. All right, now using my Refer 15, I am going to use this shade right here. I'm just going to add a little bit of depth on the outer part of my crease, just like this. And then as the product is wearing out, I'm going to start adding a little bit on my crease. So this shade is super nice and pigmented, and as you can see, it's actually blending into the crease really nice. But I feel like we need a little something else. So I am going to grab the bronzer right here, and I am going to just use that as my transition shade and just add it a little bit more on this side right here. So just adding this one on the edges of the previous shade. Now taking my Refer 12 brush, I'm going to use the brightening shade and just add it to my inner corners and connecting it with the enhancer shade and adding a little bit on the brow bone. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. All right, so this is how the eyes look like. Super nice and beautiful. So what I'm gonna do is just add a little bit of this Costa Riche from MAC to my tight line, just because I think it will look really nice. I don't want to use anything that is black, just because I love these kind of brown tones right now. All right, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara. All right guys, so I went ahead and did my foundation, concealer, and brows, as you can see. So now we're going to set it, but I do have my Charlotte Tilbury powder. This is in the shade 2 medium. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish, and this palette also has the Airbrush powder. So we're going to go ahead and use my powder on this side, and on this side right here we're going to use the palette. And I'm also going to do the same thing with my bronzer. This is also the airbrush bronzer, and this is in the shade 2, and I am going to use this one right here on this side, just so we can compare the colors and see how the application is on the face, if it's the same, if it's not the same. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I am so ready for some powder. You have no idea. I have 2 Sigma angle brushes, and this one is the F40, and this one right here is going to be for my regular powder. And I'm just going to tap it underneath my eyes. And I do enjoy this powder very, very much. And just setting half of my face. Right, so this is the regular powder on this side. Now we're going to do the same thing with this powder right here. And this brush fits really nice in here. All right, and I use the powder and this palette on this side right here. And it is pretty much like an exact dupe. Like, it looks exactly the same color. It's not even a little bit lighter or anything. It's just exactly the same texture, the same feel to it. So my powder, the medium one, is actually a little bit deeper, just a slight deeper, which is this one right here. It's just a slight deeper than the one in the palette, but on the face you can barely tell the difference. All right guys, so here is the bronzer in shade 2. Let's go ahead and put it on. All right, so here is my regular bronzer. Super nice. It just blends into the skin. Super beautiful. I absolutely love that bronzer for sure. All right, so now using the bronzer on this palette, right away it looks a little bit deeper than my regular bronzer that I have. So yeah, and a lot warmer. So here is the bronzer from the palette, and right away I do feel like it's a little bit more warmer, has a little bit more terracotta in it. It's just a little bit more reddish. Comparing it to the bronzer that I have on this side right here, the one in my regular palette in the shade medium 2. This one right here seems to be a little bit more cooler, not so warm. So there is definitely a difference. So let's go ahead and just swatch them. So this one is from the face palette, and this one is from my regular single pan. As you can see the difference, the tone is completely different. This one is a little bit more warmer, more on the reddish side, and this one from the single pan, it's a little bit more cool. So you can see, and the formula on this one seems to be a little bit more hard pressed. On the pan it's a little stiffer than the one in my single pan. So all right, let's go ahead and move on to blush. I don't have a blush to compare, so I am going to apply the blush that comes in here. Let me go ahead and swatch it for you guys. This is the blush. It is really nice and rich, super pretty. I am going to use my Refer 4 to apply this blush. Yeah, that's a lot of pigment right there. That is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, and now using the highlighter. The highlighter I think is going to be a little bit too deep for me, but we're still going to use it. Is this one right here. Just a little bit of it, because if it's too deep for me, I don't want it to give me a cast. Okay, so it's definitely not super glowy, but it does give you a little natural glow, I would say. All right, and that is the highlighter. Definitely not like super beaming all over your face. It's definitely more on the natural glow, which is really nice. A little bit too deep for my skin tone, just a little bit. I definitely did not want to pick the lighter palette because I knew that it was not going to work for my skin tone. So I was definitely on the fence, just because I feel like I fall right in the middle. So I know that I can make the lighter palette work for me in some certain shades, maybe the highlighter, definitely the eyeshadows, of course. But when it came to the bronzer and face powder, I didn't want to risk it. That's why I decided to pick this one up. So I mean, it doesn't give me a cast, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't give me a cast or anything like that. It doesn't look like it's too deep, but I would like it for it to be just a little bit lighter for my complexion, but I can still make it work. All right, so let's go ahead and just finish up with the lower lashes. It's not going to be anything fancy. I'm just going to grab my rougher 12 and I'm going to use the smoke shade, and I'm just going to run that on my lower lashes. All right, so just using the brightening shade now and just adding that to the inner part. So when I purchased this, because it was $75, they gifted me this lipstick, and this is Mrs. Kisses. So let's go ahead and just open it up. All right, so here is the lipstick. The packaging is super beautiful. So here is what the bullet looks like. Super beautiful. So let's go ahead and try the lipstick. All right guys, so this is the finished look. All right guys, so yeah, that's it for my try on portion of it. So my honest thoughts on this palette, I think that it is beautiful. It is a beautiful palette. You do have 3 beautiful shades that you can create a complete eye look with. Definitely on the go palette, it is exactly what it says. It is a 5-minute on the go palette. Maybe not 5 minutes, but you know, it is going to give you everything that you need, from eyeshadows to set your complexion, to bronze and blush and highlight. It's just really nice and compacted. I really do appreciate that. I love that it has a really beautiful mirror. I like that it is weighted. I love that it feels really luxurious in your hands. However, the only thing that I can say, for my medium skin complexion, the highlighter is just a little bit too deep for my liking. I wish that it was a little bit lighter, but at the same time, this is supposed to be for medium to deep complexions, but I don't really think that it's going to work for anyone that is maybe 3 shades darker than me. I really don't think so. That is just my opinion, but in regards of the quality, once again, it is definitely there. That's it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love, your support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time.